I need a better job.
To better my life, to help to assist my family. When I was going to, like, we were going for positions open, I remember my boss telling me that they need GED, they need high school diploma.
I came to Arundel Community College to get my GED, to better myself and my career.
It inspired me to keep on going because I could not succeed out here without my GED.
When we came here just to integrate into the community, it was really hard. It was a very big thing for me to have them in the school and also take care of them and also take care of my classes and also be hopeful of what is going on tomorrow and after tomorrow. When it came to math, I was kind of struggling, but I'm so grateful for the instructors.
The reading part, the writing parts, I couldn't read that well. I still can't read that well, but I've improved because I didn't learn how to read until I was 20 years old, so that made me want to hit the books even harder.
The community, the people in the class were nice, friendly, teacher too. I had to meet my girlfriend there too.
I enjoyed the group, the way we had, our instructor had us go to the library, even the class, even when we don't have class. And we got this math together and we all passed math, so I was so excited. And here I am, I passed a college algebra class.
The program's free. No reason not to do it. The option's there. Why not take it?
I would like to advise everyone, do not have any excuse. The children, everything will go well as long as you join GED class.
Life throws curves. A struggle is real. Trust me, it's really real. I would say Arundel Community College is the best place to go. Any advice I would give to anyone who wanted to come to school, go with your gut because you need your education to survive in life. I've had plenty of great job opportunities that I've lost because I couldn't do an essay or write a resume.
To those individuals that's trying to get through the program, anything is worth having. It's going to be a little hard. Once you get it, other avenues going to open up for you, and you're going to see that it was rewarding. It really was. So if I was them, I'd stick with it. You're going to get disappointed. You're going to be angry. It pays off. You're going to need it somewhere along the life. So anybody's in there, I would tell them stay in there.
So I just always encourage them, as long as you work hard, everything is possible for you.
Yeah, I would say if you start, don't give up. I can give Mr. Boysour props because he would not let you quit. He always pushed. His mentality was fear. He says, don't let fear control you, you control it. Work at your own pace. Find your quiet space, your happy space. I would say Mr. Boysour is my rock, my mentor, a person to call and talk to no matter what time of day it is. He would answer your call.
Good evening. My name is Mr. Boysour. Tony, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know how you can follow that, but this is your day, and welcome. Good evening and welcome to the 2019 Anne Arundel County, Maryland High School Diploma Student Recognition Award. Give yourselves a hand for the graduates. It is my pleasure to be here this evening. I am Virgil Boyce of the Arundel Community College. Tonight we are here to celebrate and congratulate our graduates for their successes and their accomplishments. So let us all give a rousing round of applause to our 2019 graduates. Congratulations. Well learned, well learned. So now, please welcome our platform guests. As I call your name, please rise and be recognized. We have with us Mr. Kemp Kuzman, Dean of School of Continuing Education and Workforce Development, Arundel Community College. We also have with us Patrick Crane, Director of Alternative Education, Anne Arundel County Public Schools. Also, we have Sergio Polanco, Multicultural Affairs Officer, Office of the County Executive. And of course, our boss, Rena Borkowski, Assistant Director, Basic Skills. All right. Mr. Russell L. Wright, Education Coordinator, Ordnance Road Correctional Center. And last but not least, Ronnie Newleman, Director of National External Diploma Program. I would also like to pay special attention and recognition to our guests in the audience. As I call your name, please rise and be recognized. Terry Gilliland, Jr., Director of Office of Adult Education and Literacy Services, Maryland Department of Labor. All right. Ellen Beatty, Chief, Adult Instructional Services, Maryland Department of Labor. And Sandra J. Jones, Assistant Dean, School of Continuing Education and Workforce Development. And of course, none of this would happen without our wonderful staff. I'd like to take this moment to recognize the faculty and staff in the audience. Please stand and be recognized, and we appreciate your dedication and your commitment to this program. Please stand and give them a hand, please. Now, without any further ado, I'd like to introduce Mr. Dean of Kemp Kuzman to come forth. Okay, give him a hand as he comes.
Welcome. It's a feel-good kind of day, isn't it? Indeed. On behalf of Dr. Dawn Lindsay, President of Anne Arundel Community College, welcome to Anne Arundel County's Maryland High School completion ceremony. Tonight we're celebrating students of all ages who've completed the Maryland High School Diploma. Since 1998, 3,173 students have passed the GED exam with the assistance of AACC's program. Tonight we're proud to be celebrating with our partners from Anne Arundel County Public Schools' National External Diploma Program. Since 1989, their program has helped 3,482 students earn a Maryland High School Diploma. Together, our organizations have helped 6,655 students. This year's graduating class is 119 students large. Congratulations, graduates. Your commitment to education embodies the value system we uphold here at Anne Arundel Community College. Your tenacity, your dedication, and your ability to overcome adversity inspires us. Our audience is filled with family and friends, your instructors, program staff, and community leaders, all who want to celebrate with you. You energize us. But tonight is not about us. Tonight's celebration is all about what energizes you. Now it is time to reflect upon who and what motivated you to achieve this important milestone. What have you learned about yourself? What can you accomplish? How can you continue to harness your commitment to self-improvement to meet your next goal? You may be energized by your children or family. You may want to serve as a role model for them. You may be energized by your career goals. No matter what drives you, don't forget to draw on the energy from yourself and from your own accomplishments. Not only have you earned a Maryland high school diploma, but in doing so, you've achieved so much more. You've prioritized the importance of learning to your life and to your future success. You've become a lifelong learner, a value we hold dearly at AACC, and you've become an inspiration to others, especially all of us in this room here tonight. We're here to support you as you continue on the pathway to success you've created for yourselves. We're so proud of you and encourage you to continue your learning through higher education, job skills, or other training. We look forward to seeing you, whether it's here on AACC's campus or in future careers or in our community. Know that AACC will always be a resource to help you achieve your personal and professional goals. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, faculty, and staff, congratulations and my most sincere wishes for much continued success. It's my pleasure to introduce Mr. Patrick Crane.
Good evening and thank you. I am pleased to be here today to represent our superintendent, Dr. George Arlotto, who sends his regrets for not being able to be here tonight. I want to talk for just a minute about journeys. All of us are on our own personal journeys in life. They take many different forms and have varying lengths. And if we are honest, we all focus on the place where we want our journey to end. That's only natural. If, however, we hone in too much on the ultimate landing spot, we can miss the other important successes along the way. I would suggest to you that it is those smaller successes, those peaks, that are the building blocks of the ultimate success, because without them, the journey to where each of you is today would be mundane, boring, and perhaps futile. As tennis legend Arthur Ashe once said, "Success is a journey, not a destination. The doing is often more important than the outcome." So whether you're 18 or 81, whether you earned your Maryland high school diploma by completing the National External Diploma Program, or completing and passing the GED test, your journey has been replete with victories. Those victories may have come in a single test or assignment, or they may have come simply in the endurance and persistence you showed along the path that landed you here today. But they are victories nonetheless. And as you celebrate this destination moment, I want you to pause and remember all of those other moments. It is, after all, the sum of those moments that have prepared you for this great day. Graduates, congratulations, you inspire us all. Thank you.
At this time, we're going to hear from your peers, the guest speakers. 5 students have volunteered to address their fellow graduates and our guests. Our first student speaker is Mr. Charles Gill.
Wow, class of 2019. How great is that? We all had our reasons for why we dropped out. For me, I was done with school after being held back twice in the 11th grade. I felt I knew enough that I didn't need to continue my education, and I decided to go out and make my mark on the world. Little did I know that when I left school, my learning had just begun. I hit the workforce only to find out that all the good jobs required a high school diploma. So I had to settle for the jobs that no one wanted. Throughout the years, I managed to get a job in the printing industry, and I am now a senior lead press operator whom everyone comes to for answers. But even with that great accomplishment, I felt that I was still missing something. When my children were growing up, I made sure they stayed in school, and I can proudly say that all 4 of them did what I didn't do. They graduated. And now my grandchildren are on their way through school, but still there was something missing in my life. I needed to do something for myself. I needed to get my GED. So I enrolled into AACC's GED program, and that's where I met my instructor, Ashley Cleese. With her help, I was able to focus and learn all the subjects. I only had class twice a week, so trying to soak everything in became a real challenge. So the next time, I found myself sitting in front of the TV watching the same episode of American Pickers for the 25th time. I turned off the TV and studied. Believe me, that's the hardest part of the program, finding time to study. We are so busy sometimes. We are so busy that sometimes we just want to give up. But for me, that was not an option. So if anyone is thinking about trying for their GED, I encourage you to try. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. You know, I'm 60 years old, so it's never too late. At that age, you would think it's all over, time to retire, lay back in the easy chair and take a nap. But that's not me. I'm always planning for the future. Besides, most people retire much later these days, and I can't imagine not doing nothing. With that being said, give it a try. Don't be that if I had only tried person. You can make your family proud and your future brighter. Once again, I would like to thank everyone here at AACC for all of their encouragement, especially Ashley, my favorite mathematician. Congratulations, everyone, and good luck.
I like that show, American Pickers. That's a good job. Okay. Our next speaker would be Mr. Anthony Hamrick.
Okay, here we go. All right. Hi, my name is Anthony Hamrick. I want to tell you a little about myself. My mom dropped out of school at the age of 16 because she had me. I dropped out of school at the age of 16 because then I could. I didn't like school, and I dropped at the opportunity to get out. I didn't like school because I was in special ed classes. I didn't like being in those classes. I didn't want to be pushed forward. I couldn't read. So being the oldest child in my home, I seized the opportunity to get away from what made me feel bad about myself. I got a job at a deli, and it felt good being able to help my mom. This is where I learned to read because a coworker helped me. I was 20, and the first book I read was by Richard Wright, Black Boy. So the question is, why go back? I already had a career. I was learning a plumbing trade and earned enough credit hours to get my journeyman's license. But to get my license, I had to get a college course. I felt much disappointment when I went to Arundel Community College and found out that I could not take the course because I didn't have my high school diploma. I walked away with discouraged. Even being a plumber, I knew I needed to go back to school, but I didn't. I became a maintenance technician and wanted to get my GED. It was not easy. Being on emergency calls for my residents took priority. So there was a lot of interruptions and I had to leave class. So I just let the job take over my life and pushed getting my GED aside. I tried different GED program locations, but only found success through the ABS class through Arundel Community College. I was still on call, but this time, the teachers made a difference. I communicated with my teachers about my on-call schedule, and they worked with me. Most of my teachers listened. They paid attention to my wants and my needs. If I needed one-on-one, they provided it. They were moral and emotional support, but I also found that in my classmates. We worked together, we celebrated success together, we did group reading, everyone participated. The group reading helped me overcome speaking out loud, yes, in a group environment. This is a program that I enjoyed because I could focus on one subject at a time and test on that subject. The testing is done at your own pace. If you want your GED, just do it. If you want it bad enough, you have to put the work in. I succeeded, you will succeed.
I like to believe you're still at that happy place, okay? And that's what you always tell them to do that. All right. Our third student speaker is Ms. Tiara Henson.
Hello, everyone. I would be lying if I said I wasn't nervous. Thank you for joining us this evening. Everyone here tonight has worked so hard to get to this point, and from this point on, we can only move forward. While on this journey of higher education, I've learned so much and I've grown not only academically, but mentally and emotionally as well. There were times where I really wanted to stop and give up. And there were times where I've heard people saying that getting a GED isn't as good as a high school diploma, that it didn't hold the same weight. But they are wrong, and it does. Everyone works at their own pace, and at the end of the day, you can't judge people by how they got their diploma. You worked hard for it. You worked hard for it, and it's yours. I was lucky enough to have such wonderful people by my side helping me push through the struggles that I faced. No matter what, they have been supportive of me and urged me to keep going, and I thank them from the bottom of my heart. If you take anything from this, take this piece of advice. It's never too late. It's never too late to try. It's never too late to improve on yourself or your life. It's never too late to do anything you want to do, and all you have to do is want it bad enough. Amen. If you want to do something, work hard to make it happen, because you can succeed at it. Thank you.
And I'm glad she said it's not a GED program, it is a diploma program. They got their diploma, that's right. All right. Our fourth student speaker is Elizabeth Perkins.
Hi, everybody. I think I can speak for every person standing before you today. Man, this feels great. It's empowering. It's surreal. Each of us has a story to tell. Those stories are of struggle, survival, obstacles, and triumph. All of us have had no choice but to be hard workers, be diverse, and strong-willed individuals. At this moment, we all share feelings of pride and accomplishment. We did not just gain our high school diplomas, we gained the keys to learn whatever we choose. Those keys are for growth, opportunities, success, and our own futures. With our keys, I would like to take a moment to challenge all of my fellow graduates and myself. I challenge us to start thriving, to start growing, to follow our dreams. We can now open many of the doors that have been closed to us in the past. It's never too late to learn something new. It has taken me 23 years from my 14th birthday to stand here. A lot has changed since that 14-year-old girl took a 13-hour bus trip into adulthood. I cannot stand here and list the trauma, abuse, and struggle that led to that decision. However, I can tell you that to this day, I do not regret the choice to leave the home of my legal guardian. I truly believe that choice saved my life. Over the years, I have learned, experienced, and grown tremendously. I have taught myself to do a number of things. The most recent is how to make beads and sculptures from glass and fire. My only regret throughout life was not getting my high school diploma. Finally, I can let go of that regret, and I am super excited about all the new things I can't wait to learn. Thank you to the National External Diploma Program for making this possible. Thank you to everyone for your faith, love, and support. Congratulations, class of 2019. We did it.
Last but not least, our fifth student speaker is Erin Summers Bogdan. Let's give her a hand.
Good evening. My name is Erin Summers Bogdan. I am a National External Diploma Program graduate. Believe me when I say that life happens to everyone. Some of you may think, what does she mean when she says life? What I do not mean is the technical definition of life, the existence of an individual, human being, or animal. What I mean by life is the situations, or what I like to call hurdles, that are presented to you at any point of your day, your week, your month, or your year. During your existence. I feel like everyone here can relate when I say that some hurdles are easy to jump over when you can see them in advance. And then there are other ones, they just sneak up on you. There you go, right on your face. Some hurdles get back up. Some hurdles hurt from getting back up, worse than others. I should have graduated in 2002. I didn't because of my lack of appreciation and enthusiasm for school. In June of 2002, I turned 18 years old. In September of 2002, I was considered a junior in high school. On the first day of school, I excused myself from first period and I dropped out. From that point forward, I knew I didn't have an education, so I better have a great work ethic. I worked 2 jobs from the day I left school. Hurdle number 1. In 2005, I was 20 years old, 4 months pregnant and married. After having my daughter, I returned to the workforce. Hurdle number 2. In 2006, I was 21 years old and pregnant with my son. Yes, they are 16 months apart. Hurdle number 3, in 2007, my marriage didn't work out, and I'm a single parent of 2 babies. Hurdle number 4, in 2008, within the same year, my daughter had an accident which left her blind in her right eye, and I was involved in a DUI-related collision. My seatbelt was the only thing that saved my life. This hurdle hurt a little bit. Hurdle number 5, in 2010, my daughter began school. My ex-husband now and I decided to have our children live in Carroll County with him for a better chance at a good education and surroundings than what Baltimore City had to offer. This hurdle hurts and still hurts to this day. Hurdle number 6, in 2013, I took a leap of faith and I switched career industries, only to be laid off 6 months after the purchase of my first brand new car. Hurdle number 7, in June of 2014, I am 30 years old. My current employer hired me, and I became engaged to my current husband, who honestly, in a very nice way, I told him, and I don't have that kind of time to court somebody else for another 10 years. Hurdle number 8, in 2019, my boss looked at me and she said, now we work on getting your high school diploma. I was angry. I was very angry. I thought about it, and setting a good example for my kids won the argument. The National External Diploma Program was exactly what I needed. Working at my own pace, in between life, in between the dinners that needed to be made, the conference calls I had to be on, the payroll that I had to submit, in between my already operational adult life. The content from NEDP was actually relatable and could be applied to my adult life. Trust me, I looked at the interest that I paid on my car. Oh my God. 5 months later, here I am. I have an official Maryland State high school diploma, and I will leave you with some things to think about from this point forward. Life's problems would not be called hurdles if there was not a way to get over them. When something good or bad happens, we all have 3 choices. We can let it define us, we can let it destroy us, or we can let it strengthen us. Thank you very much.
Thank you for those words. Now we will prepare ourselves for the executive citation. I'd like to introduce to you Mr. Sergio Polanco.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Sergio Polanco. I'm the Multicultural Outreach Officer of the County Executive Stuart Pittman. I'm proud to be in his team. I'm honored to present this citation. But before that, I just like to ask you, what's your dream starting now? Everyone has a dream, right? For X or Y reason, we end up at GD at this time. I was one of you many years ago. I took my GD at Gettysburg Community College. Last year, I was the main speaker here for the past promotion. And now, I'm on behalf of the County Executive Office. I'm presenting this citation. And this executive citation, the citizens of Anne Arundel County, Maryland, salute the participants of Anne Arundel County 2019 high school competition programs. In recognition of receiving your Maryland High School Diploma and successfully completing the GED program through Anne Arundel Community College, the Anne Arundel County Public Schools National External Diploma Program, and the GED program through Ordnance Road Correction Center. We appreciate your hard work and achievement, such a significant accomplishment, and we extend to you our most heartfelt congratulations and the best wishes in all your future endeavors. Thank you for helping to make Anne Arundel County the best place.
Now we have reached that pinnacle moment. This is the part that you all been waiting for. Your hard work has paid off. You have paid the price. Graduates, please rise. As I read your names, please join me on stage to be recognized. Mr. Charles Gill. Mr. Anthony R. Hambrick. Miss Tiara Henson. Miss Elizabeth Perkins. Miss Erin Summers Bogdan. Mr. Joseph Alcaraz. Miss Alejandra Elizabeth Alfaro. Mr. Marvin Alston. Mr. Ryan Arbogast. Miss Ashley Brooke Carrick. Miss Patricia Commander. Miss Katie Connor. Miss Brittany Crofy. Miss Adele Ziency. Mr. Antonio Devon Gibbs. Mr. Joseph K. Gross. Miss Michaela Kalohani Hammonds. Miss Jasma James. Mr. Don Jones. Mr. Elvis Jabroro Kofi. Miss Farron Cribbs. Miss Ashlyn Marin. Mr. Ricky Maynard. Miss Yohanasi Mikado. Mr. Michael Brian Moreland. Miss Jessica Joy Nicely. Miss Chloe Palmater. Mr. Kyle Simpson. Miss Rosalind Smith. Miss Haley Sunger. Miss Laura Trumbly. Mr. Eric S. Wiest. Mr. Usama Zia. And Miss Amanda Lynn Calvin. Now, this is the part, all right, this is the part that's very, very important. One of our colleagues who has gone on to glory always said, Ms. Luann Hittman, our beloved colleague, says always the turning of the tassel is steeped in so much tradition. It symbolized the completion of a journey and the hopes and dreams that you have for your next chapter in life. Graduates, please stand. Go ahead. Now listen very carefully. It is my honor and all of your instructors' honor to move your tassel from the right side of your cap to the left. Congratulations, and you can be seated. It is my pleasure to introduce Ms. Ronnie Noodleman.
Good evening, graduates, guests, and supporters. I'm Ronnie Noodleman, the Area Director for the National External Diploma Program. This evening, we have all joined together to celebrate the success of NEDP graduates and GED graduates from Anne Arundel County. Your hard work and commitment has earned each and every one of you a high school credential, the next step in your quest for a better life for you and your family. We hope that this will encourage you to keep on striving for more, a job promotion, a new job, or the example you want to be for your children. We'd like everyone to allow the graduates to exit the auditorium and return backstage for a class picture. And we will then go down to cafeteria to wait for the graduates and enjoy their success. Thank you very much for a wonderful evening.